Daddy, why'd they build all those pyramids? Chapter 63, April 2189 AD, debate. Up in Evil Inc. headquarters, bell snapped. Get that idiot off the air, now! Luke put a hand on his shoulder and said, We're so far ahead in this debate it won't matter what he says from here on out. General Paul now saw his opening and did not miss his target. So you, New Eden and whoever's running it, I am the leader. Well, one of them. Okay, whatever. The New Eden will only accept the superior humans as members, just as nature dictates, Paul said clearly and deliberately. Yes, see, we all wear the wristband or the hat. He held out his wrist, showing the world the black swastika embroidered on his white wristband. General, Mr. Lincoln here, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir, has had his sons restored to life. I understand one of them is quite sickly. Tad, I believe. That is correct. Tad is still a weak man, but I'm thankful to whoever is responsible for restoring him to me, Abe said. Paul went on. So the New Eden, the superior city, will not welcome President Lincoln's son through its doors. Is that your position, General Alexander? Alexander had been staring at Paul. He now gave Lincoln a quick glance. Then he stared down at his podium, then at the floor. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead as he struggled to find an answer that he, Paul, Lincoln, the world, and the universe knew did not exist. He thought of his mother, knowing if she were up here she'd have an answer. He thought of bells. What would bells say? He prayed silently to his god Zeus, but Zeus, too, remained silent. The West African air stood stock still, as if each and every one was holding their breath. They were all watching him die a slow and agonizing death. We at New Eden welcome all who can be rehabilitated, Alexander finally said, extreme hesitation in his voice. The wheels of his mind were spinning wildly as he grappled for an answer, and finally he found one. Not everyone can be. What do you call it at the New Jerusalem? Changed? Paul nodded. Yes, changed. If I'm not mistaken, you, General Paul, profess to be one of those who could possibly be changed. What was it you said? Unpardonable? Paul nodded again. We will accept everyone into New Eden who is willing to undergo rehabilitation, but not all can succeed. Just as in nature, the weakest do not survive. By this process, we will build the super race, the perfect race, the eternal race. Whereas you, General Paul, and those at the New Jerusalem here accept everyone just as they are and try to change them all, we at the New Eden recognize that some cannot be changed. These are weeded out during our rehabilitation process. They will choose not to live anyway and cannot survive. You at New Jerusalem will have many who are far from perfect and cannot be rehabilitated. Yet you will welcome them as, how do you put it, they are. They will drag down and pollute your city, eventually causing its demise, just as has happened in this planet we call Earth. The Earth was unable to weed out the weak and now is nearing its own demise. Once we fill our New Eden, it will lift off this doomed planet and traverse to the sky to Mars, where we will establish the perfect paradise while we watch this planet Earth disintegrate into oblivion. Alexander gained confidence with each word as he weaved his web of answers, and now stepped back, a wide smile returning to his face. The massive audience erupted into applause. After several attempts, Mr. Lincoln finally was able to quiet them.